I need to make stay stitches before joining the pieces. I sew over separate pieces because part of the bones will be sewn on before joining them. I make rows of stay stitches from 3 sides of the central back piece, along the top, along the bottom, and along the central edge. I make stay stitches along the top and the bottom of the side back piece. And I do the same with the side front piece. Let us start sewing wriggling bones in place. The side front piece. I lay a narrow, wriggling bone 2 to 3 millimeters from the bottom row of stay stitches and sew it on as marked. I stop about 0.5 centimeters below the top row of stay stitches. I secure the bone with another row of parallel stitches. I lay a symmetric bone on the other side front piece. Narrow wriggling bones are then sewn onto the side back pieces in just the same manner. The central back piece. I take a wide wriggling bone for the princess seam and 3 bones for reinforcing the lacing edge. Grommet holes will be punched right in the wriggling bone. I sew 3 symmetric bones onto the other central back piece. Remember to press all pieces to flatten and even out the wriggling bones. It is also important to overlay them with bits of iron-on batiste to prevent them from pushing through the face of the garment. I prepare strips of batiste with a width of 2 to 2.5 centimeters and fuse them over the bones. Now I can join the pieces by sewing the princess seams. Make sure to sew a row of stay stitches along the central edge of this central front piece. If you are familiar with the technique of sewing opaque corsets, then you must have already noticed that I haven't duplicated the cups with thicker iron-on fabric this time. In my opinion, regular iron-on batiste is enough for a teen's corset. I sew the princess seam, joining the central and the intermediate front pieces. And I top stitch it 1 millimeter from the seam to spare the time required for pressing. I carefully spread out the seam allowance in the round, curved area and sew along the other side of the seam. I trim the seam allowance at the cups level. And I sew the princess seam on the other half of the corset the same way. I pull the top piece to me with my left hand and align the raw edges when passing the most challenging area, the bust line curve. The pieces are not pinned together. I top stitch the seam allowance. And I trim it at the cups level. I make a row of stay stitches along the top and then along the bottom of the first pair of joined pieces and trim the ends of the seam allowances at an angle. I make a row of stay stitches along the bottom edge of the second pair of joined pieces and trim the ends of the seam allowances the same way. To achieve an absolutely identical row of stay stitches on the other pair of joined pieces, I turn the joined pieces face down and sew along the top edge in the same direction.